whether on his own impetus or that of an advisor. The senator also foolishly invoked his opponent in that speech today. Previous political careers have founded on the rocks of that very same VFW convention. The Republican majority in Congress and the Senate, the very viability of Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld, began to unravel at this convention 2 years ago. That was the venue for the first of Rumsfeld's two references to Bush critics as Nazi appeasers. Prudence and judgment demanded that Senator McCain tread lightly today. Instead, he told that convention, quote, "I suppose from my opponent's vantage point, veterans' concerns are just one more issue to be spun or worked to advantage. This would explain why he has taken so many liberties with my position on the bill. As a political proposition, it would have been much easier for me to have just signed on to what I considered flawed legislation. But the people of Arizona and of all America expect more from their representatives than that, and instead I sought a better bill. I'm proud to say that the result is a law that better serves our military, better serves military families, and better serves the interests of our country." Senator McCain spoke out against that very bill last May on the asinine premise that the rewards to our heroes in it were so good that it did not encourage them to stay in the service, or perhaps force them to stay. Moreover, Senator McCain missed 10 of the 14 Senate votes on Iraq up to the middle of last year. This year, he has missed them all, including one to honor just the sacrifice of the fallen. He has voted to table or oppose $20 million for veterans' health care facilities, $322 million for safety equipment for our troops in Iraq, $430 million for veterans' outpatient care, $1 billion in new equipment for the National Guard, and in separate votes, $1,500 million in additional veterans' medical care to be created by closing tax loopholes, and $1,800 million in additional veterans medical care to be created by closing tax loopholes. And yet, sir, you have the audacity to stand there in front of the very veterans you repeatedly and consistently sell out and claim it is your opponent who has put politics first and country second. Behind all of these claims and positions by Senator Obama lies the ambition to be president, you said, with a straight face today. What's less apparent is the judgment to be commander-in-chief. And in matters of national security, good judgment will be at a premium in the term of the next president, as we were all reminded 10 days ago by events in the nation of Georgia. Senator, 3 points here. One, is your increasingly extremist and reactionary language towards Senator Obama really the method by which you want to try to achieve the presidency, or perhaps split the country if you succeed? Two, criticizing a man for having, quote, the ambition to be president. Seriously, you do realize you are currently running for president as well, right? That either you also have ambition to be president, or what? Somebody's blackmailing you into it? And three, you might want to ask somebody other than, say, your foreign policy advisor, Randy Schooneman, whether or not you are making a jackass out of yourself every time you bring up the conflict between Georgia and Russia. The Georgians have paid Mr. Schooneman and his companies $800,000 over the last several years to lobby for them. It is pretty clear the Georgians have bought Mr. Schooneman, and Senator McCain, it sure as hell looks like the Georgians thought they had bought you. When you had the tastelessness to paraphrase the rallying cry of 9/11 and say that we are now all Georgians, that nation's president called you out. He said that your words were very nice, but he needed action, not a verbal receipt from a lobbyist and the lobbyist's pet senator.